The opinions and comments expressed on this show are a representation of the cast and the cast only. Nothing said on this show is intended to disrespect or offend any one person or group of individuals. We are solely here to talk our shit, and that is what we fully intend to do. This is Talk to Me Nice.
What's going on, people? Thanks for tuning in. We got a great show for you today. I am your host, CP The Real, and this is Talk to Me Nice. As usual, here with the family, the crew, Mr. Pokefit, a.k.a. Chris Polk, the beautiful Tavia.
Hey, beautiful people.
And across the table, everybody's favorite big homie, Mr. Von Solo. As tradition on this show, y'all already know what time it is, man. This week's Sip of the Week, in spirit of Black History Month and all things melanin, Blackity Black, Hennessy, and Sprite. Big homie, tell them about Blackity Black, baby.
You would choose me. It's a Blackity Black is a mixture of a Hennessy and Sprite, and it's a staple at every local barbecue shack, and also backyard boogie, and also your family reunion. So there it is. If your uncle and them didn't drink it, and if your granddaddy didn't drink it, you probably not black.
Blackity Black.
Blackity Black. One time.
Blackity Black.
And again, in the spirit of Black History Month, this week's topic is Black excellence. The bold, black, and beautiful. This topic actually came by request of one of the viewers. So Shanice out of Dallas actually submitted a question this week. And this is actually for Mr. Von Solo. So Shanice says, Big homie, do we truly know what black excellence is, or have we just made it a trend? Hashtag black excellence.
Oh, wow. Well, welcome back, big homie.
Right.
Welcome back, big
homie.
Right into it.
That is a surprise to me. Somebody asked me a question.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, shoot, right out the gate. Is it a trend? I don't think it is. I think we're falling in love with the idea of what black excellence is. I think we as a people are just now starting to kind of scratch the surface on who we are. We don't know who we are, and all these years that we have been entertaining people and people mocking us, and all of a sudden now we're taking back our hair, in natural ways, and learning how to control the narrative with radio stations and television, and we start to see the beauty of our people. So, to me, the word excellence means to excel at something or to exceed at something anyway. But when you throw black in there, it's about having pride in anything that somebody does in an excellent way that progresses the culture and progresses pride in our people. That's black excellence. But it's definitely not a trend. It's an exciting thing because now you're starting to learn something about yourself and your people. Yeah. Now we got something to identify with.
Absolutely.
It's no different walking in a room, and I may have said this before. You ever wondered, you walk in a room and two people that's not of our race start speaking their language, right, and you're like, man, don't you wish we could do that? We are truly a lost people. So just to have something to gravitate towards something that feels like it's ours, it's a great feeling.
I like your definition because that was actually my initial question. What is black excellence? So when Shanice asked, is it a trend? I like the idea of it. I think that it exists, but I do think that we should be careful in how we identify that. And I'm just being, maybe I'm just being in my feelings.
Well, give me some examples.
Yeah, give me an example.
Yeah, what you mean?
Look, you go to work every day, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Is that black excellence?
Not at
I'm
all.
not going to applaud a fish for swimming in water. You know what I mean? You take care. Exactly. I'm not going to applaud a fish for swimming in water.
Exceeding.
So just
Right.
because
Right.
people talk, and you see all these posts on social media, my bills paid. You know, I
Taking
go
care
to
of
work,
my
taking
kids.
care of my kids.
Right.
You're supposed to do that.
Right.
That ain't
Post-
That's not
hashtag.
black
Yeah,
excellence.
that's not black excellence.
Yeah.
So that's a great question. I mean, that's a great definition that you put out there. You know, I've always wondered, how do people perceive that? You know, what is quote unquote excellence? Is going throughout the day handling the things that you're supposed to take care of? Are we calling you excellent for that, or is it going above and beyond and, like you said, pushing the culture forward?
But it may be though. But it might be. It depends on the the level of the person you're talking about. Right. Paying bills might be excellent for them, for their family, especially if you break in a cycle.
Oh, there you go.
Of the previous.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's-
Everything's
of the
in context.
previous, You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, that might be excellent.
So everything doesn't have to be like high, but it might be high in their,
Within
Yeah.
context. Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
within the context of the person.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I think everybody deserves a pat on the back at some point. But for some of us, it's like, oh yeah, you graduated, good, okay, my whole family graduated, and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right,
And
right.
I don't think we should,
Discredit anybody.
Yeah, or talk condescending to anybody.
Oh, now I'm
Right.
condescending.
No, not
Hey, put it on you.
Yeah, I'm an
Not you.
asshole.
I don't think we should downgrade anybody's feelings of black
Black
excellence. I
excellence
think
is.
anytime that you feel like something is great in your life, it should be applauded. However, don't stay there and bask in that.
Right.
We got more work to do.
Yeah.
So,
Don't be complacent in the success.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. So as long as you are continuing to push, it's excellence.
Man,
but
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, you got to, man. You got to exceed every time. Every time.
Tava, what you think black excellence is?
I definitely like Big Homie's definition. I feel like for you to put the word excellence on it, it does mean that you're exceeding and doing something.
Above and
So,
beyond.
like he said, if I'm the person that's taking care of my kids, maybe my dad didn't take care of me and I'm choosing to do this. So I feel like it's us being about us, for us, and identifying that, hey, I'm black and I'm able to succeed, versus it just being, I'm out here just barely making it, doing what everybody else doing. Look at me. I'm able to overcome all the things that are like against me, so to speak.
What does it take nowadays? I mean, because the world gets harder each and every day. It's not easy being a black individual, man or woman. So, I mean, how do we continue down that road? What does it take for us as the black community to continue pushing towards excellence? I mean, mindset, habits. I mean, what's gonna get us there?
It's all mental, man. It's all about just doing what you got to do and not listening to anybody else's BS. You know what I mean? Like, just stay in your lane and just keep setting trends. Start something different. Don't be like everybody else. Like Big Homie said, he was talking about graduating high school might be a thing. Like somebody's mom or their mom might have not graduated high school. And that might be a big accomplishment. Like, I graduated college. My mom, she graduated college, but my dad didn't graduate college. So I thought that was a big thing. In my opinion, that was a black excellence moment for me, because it took me a minute to graduate college, but I did it. So I think that it's you got to dedicate yourself and really just know what you getting yourself into as far as like excellence goes.
Okay.
And I also feel like you have to kind of like elevate your mindset also, because sometimes we may feel like this is it, but if we already put ourselves above where we currently are, I feel like that's black excellence. Like, for instance, if I have a goal of graduating college, I need to already be thinking, like, what am I doing after I graduate?
Right.
Like, elevate
Right.
your
Yeah.
mindset to help
Facts.
you get to those goals. So therefore, you're not just, being complacent and dwelling in where you are, your current mind state.
Absolutely.
Why you don't think we get the attention that it deserves? Just, again, those two words together, black excellence. Why do you think it's not recognized, the achievements that, like you said, all the contributions that we have, whether it be fashion, sports, entertainment, all those things, we continue to push the envelope, right? So because we set those trends, how is it possible that we just, it's not acknowledged? I mean, I don't think anybody can dispute that we didn't initiate those things.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
so in today's world, like, how do y'all feel about that? Like, why do you feel that we're just, it's not credited to us?
Well, it's systemic. It's a systemic problem. Systemic racism. This America wasn't designed for a black man to shine. Or the culture. You know what I mean?
That's
when
true.
When you
That's
strategically or systematically put things in a way to keep people from progressing, they'll never get there. I'm not. I don't want to say never, but it's going to be a long time, man. You just gotta look at the numbers. 400 something years of all of slavery plus other stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? You expect us to wake up right now? No, man, it's a progression. We still are talking about and fighting about the same things Dr. King was talking about.
All right,
We still behind, man.
So you just said, do I expect us to wake up? So
Well-
so are you attributing us not reaching that pinnacle to
I don't
our,
expect
our own actions? Obviously, the system and the world is not
Yeah.
designed for us, but within the black community, are you saying that we're not woke, we're not contributing to or pushing the envelope towards where we need to be?
Well, to go back to your previous question about how do we continue to progress,
Wake up.
and wake up. It starts in our communities and learning that everybody has a responsibility. Out on the outside of your main responsibilities that we can see, you have a responsibility as a black person to be a role model first and give back to your community for that person or for that child who don't have a father, who doesn't have a mother, who hasn't seen a black person do that. You know, it's your responsibility to do that, and we have to be role models. And as long as we continue to keep giving back and being the example for others, we can slowly, inch by inch, bring us all up together. But it's definitely a concerted effort between all of us.
Do you think it's a realistic mindset to think that we'll ever get to that point? And again, I don't want to sit here at the table and be negative. I mean, ideally thinking yes, but like you said, systemic racism, 400 years of oppression, and then there's a large portion of the black community that we really don't have our shit together. A lot of us are kicking ourselves in the ass and really not, moving in the direction that we should. So in a perfect world, yeah, but I think about like my son and the generation after that, Like, are we ever really gonna get to the point where it's just balanced and we, we're at the top of the totem pole or a lot better off than where we are now? Do you really see that happening?
I do. I see it happening because, like you said, you have a son, so it's your responsibility to carry on the legacy so he won't be in the category of like black men that
ain't
doing nothing in their life. You know what I mean? So you're starting that trend right now. So it's on you to carry that torch to him, and then
he continue to pass it on.
Exactly. So it all starts with you when it comes to what you talking about your son.
On different levels too, man. On different levels. We talking about financially, spiritually, all that.
Every aspect.
All that. Teach them to leave stuff and help others out. If we create businesses and pass them on generation to generation, education is passed on generation to generation. You know what I mean? A lot of times, if your parents aren't educated, the kids don't know either. So we have to make sure we pass everything that we learn. We got to pass it down. We got to continue to do that. For the masses. For the masses, or we gonna stay in the same? We're gonna stay in the same space. So nothing. You can't expect change without being a change yourself and changing what you're doing.
And your mindset.
With you, man.
Yeah.
I was gonna say we can't underestimate each one of our individual contributions. You know what I mean? So if you do it with your son, then he passes it down. Could you imagine how many other men are teaching their sons those good habits and those good things?
Yeah, we would hope to think that. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. But it has to start somewhere, and I feel like we have to support each other versus wanting other people to support us. We have to support each other.
Yeah,
we got to be consistent.
That's a good word. That's a good word.
Plain and simple.
In all areas.
All aspects,
in every aspect.
Not just at work or not just with your money or relationships, like in every aspect.
Yeah, like Big Homie said.
So what do you think the biggest hurdle is right now? If you guys just from observations, friends, just community, is it consistency? Is it the lack of bonding together as well?
Yeah, I think people are like prideful. I think people are like selfish. Especially our people, black people. We want to do things how we want to do it. We don't want to come together. We want to be against each other. We want to tear each other down. And it shouldn't be that way, especially in, millennial, my era. That's what we do. And that's common, especially out here in Dallas.
Yeah.
And we gotta break that trend.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, man. It goes back to teaching. It's funny because I know, Big Homie and I, we have, conversations obviously outside of the show. And recently, you've enlightened me into to waking up in certain areas per se, man. So there's, definitely some books I'm
Shout
gonna
out to
get.
Big Homie.
Shout out to Big
Right.
Homie,
Shout out to
man.
Big Homie, dog.
Very,
Yeah.
very intelligent brother,
Yeah,
man.
sure.
Has passed some books on to me, man. But yeah, and you said it best. You was like, once you start reading and learning something, your perspective changes, and you'll never go back.
Fifth graders don't go back to second grade.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
you'll never go back.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Once your mind is open to
Yeah.
seeing things, you'll never go back.
Yeah.
Never
So
go
to your point, I think it goes back to teaching. You reveal that shade to somebody one time, and you hope that their 2020 vision changes permanently, man. Because I was just thinking, man, like if the black community really knew our worth, I don't think a lot of us know.
we don't.
Like,
Oh, absolutely.
like
not.
I think that we are, and I'll say this, I think that we are probably the most powerful race on this earth if we were to come together. I think it goes without saying that we're the most influential
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
race. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So,
that's- yeah, sure.
to see some of us maybe downplay ourselves or even carry ourselves in, not the best manner, kind of knowing where we come from. I mean, we come from royalty. I mean, we were kings and,
Come on,
and
man.
queens. You know what I
We
mean?
were a lot of things that people don't know about.
You know what I mean? And, obviously in today's society, we're viewed as, and some of us have been, brainwashed to feel like, we're at the bottom of the totem pole. But, man,
Systemic.
yeah, man.
Yeah,
So,
like the
yeah.
homie said.
Africa, man, that's a trip I need to make. I think we all
We
should
all
make
do.
it.
We
Yeah,
all
we
need
got-
to go
We all need to make it.
back
I've
to,
been,
back to where it started.
thinking about making it there the last 2 or 3 years. I
Yeah.
just haven't done it, but everybody I know that's been there is very,
Awakening.
Yeah, man. You have to, man. You have to. And so, me speaking to you about the things and Pan Africanism,
Absolutely.
taking pride in
Absolutely.
your culture, it's just learning.
Yeah.
Just being open to learning about something that that's related to you. How could you not? We so sleep, we don't even want to know. We don't even question this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How you not want to know anything about yourself?
Yeah.
Or possibly something.
Mhm.
We got to. If we able to put our fingers on something that we can
Associate.
identify
Yeah.
with, that's a great feeling, man.
Yeah.
That's a great feeling. Then we can have days like Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We can have days. You
Yeah,
see how
'cause
prideful
Absolutely.
people are?
Everything. 4th of July, everything.
Yeah.
Black History Month is one of the most unsung,
Right.
historic months or holidays that there is. I mean, we don't, like I said, 4th of July, fireworks, a big show, Cinco de Mayo, margaritas, Christopher Columbus Day, you off work, just,
Right.
Black History Month, we don't, and I don't even think it's, and to your point, I think it's a large part of us. So we can't, Cinco de Mayo, Hispanics, they shouting it from the rooftop.
Right.
We can't expect the rest of the world to throw a parade over Black History Month, but we damn sure should.
have to.
We damn sure
We
should
have to
be.
be out there and support. Like when
Absolutely.
they have them,
we
we
should
gotta
be
show
throwing
up.
a party,
Yeah.
a parade on the month, and I don't think that we do that. So it goes back to
We don't know.
learning and
We don't know. We
establishing
don't know,
that sense of
man.
pride,
We
man.
don't know.
We so behind, man.
We don't know. We don't know who we are yet.
Yeah.
We don't know. And to to your question earlier, will we ever know?
Will we ever know?
Will we know during your lifetime or
Right.
mine? I don't know.
Because we ain't 2020.
I don't know that. But one thing I can say is we've made some progression. It is a lot different from when I was a child. I remember hearing conversations, people saying that African stuff was devil worshiping.
Yeah.
I remember that. That was, strategically designed to keep us away from wanting to learn about it. Look at all the images that they put on TV about Africa.
Poverty and I mean, not to say that
Who would
stuff.
wanna go there?
Yeah, not to say that stuff doesn't exist,
Yeah,
but
who would want that?
Yeah, yeah.
Who would
Right.
want that? You
Why
know
is
what
it?
I mean?
Why is
So-
it the image of us?
Yeah.
Yeah, why is that the image of us? Why do we think we started? Some people think we started at slavery. Like we just was born slaves.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
No, that's true.
which is pretty messed up. Just think if people thinking that you're not thinking you're anything.
yeah,
Right.
So it's a lot, man. It's really a lot that we have to deal with. And the trauma has gone down generations to generations, and we continue in packs to continue the bad things about the past, and it's affecting us as a people, today. So.
Yeah. So being black is twofold. Obviously, I think being a black man in America is extremely hard. But then being a black woman, So in your there's a clear delineation because just within the workplace and things that we're all aware of, equal pay, things like that. I think that women are generally paid less than men in the workforce, and then you on top. So that's just gender based.
Right.
Then take into account the demographics of it. So black man, white man, black woman, white woman, and then you have black versus white. So from a woman's standpoint, I think that you're still a black woman,
right.
But in terms of black excellence, I do think that there's a delineation between men and women. What do you think?
Most definitely, because a lot of times it's the labels that they put on us as black women, angry black woman, ghetto, ratchet, all those things. And so sometimes we become, or we forget how to be unapologetically black as women.
Break that down. What is
being unapologetically
yes.
black? So for instance, I think about at work, the way I wear my hair, the way the things I eat. If I come to work with watermelon and chicken, you people really like that stuff. Or is it okay if I touch your hair? You people, your culture. Like, it's just so out of the ordinary, So I feel like being unapologetically black for me just means owning who I am and my skin and the things that make me who I am, and just owning it, you know what I mean? So for instance, when I go to work, I don't necessarily carry myself differently than someone else, but obviously look different, so I have to work twice as hard, or I have to make sure I don't slip up and say certain things because then all of a sudden, she ghetto,
So let me ask you this. So when you say owning being black, whether it be male or female, do you believe that there are some people in the black community that maybe are ashamed to be black?
Definitely. At one point in time, I don't want to say I was ashamed to be black, but I tried to fit in. I tried to
be like the
normalize,
majority.
yes, of it all. Trying to straighten my hair, flat iron my hair, pretty much doing everything to my hair and damaging it just to fit in, or speaking a certain way, not allowing myself to associate in certain areas like we talked about last week, or being ashamed to be seen with certain people. So I feel like not we all, but some people have been ashamed because you don't want to be looked at as a certain way. So for sure. But that's why I say being unapologetically black as a black woman is very important. Not allowing someone to think that we're angry because what we say it with intention and with purpose. If I raise my voice, all of a sudden, it's like, no, I'm just letting you know where I'm coming from. And also just being able to elevate myself. Certain times it's, like you said, systematics. You don't necessarily see a black woman on the news wearing her natural hair, or a black woman in a place of leadership, or a director or CEO of the company as a black. Those are things that you rarely see or that are rarely unheard of, and that we're still trying to overcome today.
I think you guys are black women. I think you guys are pushing the envelope, though, fellas.
Oh, for
don't
sure.
y'all think?
Oh,
I mean, y'all got your own move,
100%.
black girl magic. I mean, you guys have your own movements, your own staples that you guys are
Black
running.
Girls Rock.
Black Girls Rock. Yeah. What does all that mean to you?
It makes me feel good.
Yeah.
I watched that award show, Black Girls Rock, and seeing all the black women that came before me, my mother, my grandmother, and how they carried themselves with excellence and royalty. Like, we didn't look at ourselves as, I'm not going to never be able to do this or do that. We still carried ourselves with our heads up, no matter what things were thrown against us, or people telling us what we could never do or never say. And then just shining the light on us, you know what I mean? Sometimes we're left in the shadows, but able to shine that light and having our black men to appreciate us as well, it means a lot. It means a lot.
Absolutely.
No doubt.
I'm loving it.
You love-
I love my black
I'm
women.
loving the natural hair movement,
Yeah.
and
I love
and
it.
just all the uniqueness of it. Everybody's hair is just like different. I'm like, oh my goodness.
And it makes us beautiful.
Yes, and people wish they had that. You know, the
People
big-
pay for
the
that.
big beautiful lips,
Yeah.
the big beautiful lips and the hair and all. It's like, Lord.
So you starting to
Have
see
mercy.
everyone and establish a level of pride and
Oh yeah.
and embrace what was once.
Look, big homie love that.
Oh yeah.
Black is black.
Because it was a time where big butts and all that, or big lips wasn't a thing. People were like, but now people are buying butts and injecting their lips to look like
They've
us.
been doing, but they have been
they've
doing
been
that.
doing that,
They've been
yeah.
doing that,
Right.
and
Now
at
we
the
own
same
it.
time pushing black folks down for that.
Yeah.
You know. But meanwhile, on the sidelines, I was always like, no says
I
no.
see ya.
You know, I see you, Doc.
I see ya.
I see you. Watch out now.
No, that's good. No, it makes me proud, man. Makes me feel good. It's all about aura, man. Like you guys said, I think that over time, we're walking with our chest tall now. We're walking, with our head held up high, and teaching, man. I try to teach my son, and just random things in the car when we're driving, man. I just tell him sometimes, you're a king.
Right.
You know what I mean? Black women are
You
queens.
gotta have that daily reminder.
Yeah, just
Or referring to each other as kings and queens. Like, what's up, king?
my king. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I want to hear from each and every one of you. Again, just we start with Mr. Pokefit, man. Being black in 2020, what does that mean to you?
It means a lot. I mean, as far as like being black, I mean, I see people they want to copy what we do. You know what I mean? As far as like anything, like Big Homie said, like Tavia said, she's talking about how black women carry themselves. People want to have these surgeries and stuff to look like, have the body of a black woman, preferably. Because white women ain't built like that. You know what I'm saying?
At all.
I'm just being honest. I'm just being
Wow.
I'm just being. I
Look,
mean, that's
look,
a rare.
look, I'm gonna have a whole bunch of black
Well,
women angry. Well,
I'm just saying. But nah,
That is true.
Being black in 2020 means a lot because like we have the opportunity to set trends and to exceed black excellence, right? You still laughing about that? He's still laughing about that. No, man, but seriously, man, yeah. Being black in 2020, it's a challenge too, man. It's a challenge too because you're gonna have those people that are, people look at my hair and they think that, oh, I'm aggressive. They look how big I'm aggressive because I'm black, because I have locks, But
do any of you love the adversity? So I do. I thrive under pressure, and a lot of my motivation may come from what I would say is a negative place. Some people motivated by positive things. And I say this, without any reservation. I'm motivated to. A lot of my motivation is a chip on the shoulder. A lot of my motivation is maybe to prove certain people wrong. To get back at certain people, and I'm just
you got vision.
When people doubt me,
I'm
You can
honestly,
never.
you know what? I remember you from 5 years ago.
Right.
Watch
Watch
me
me
now.
Saying
Right?
that you ain't
So-
gonna never be this person. Now look
so-
at me now.
So
can't
I-
wait to my high school reunion.
So I think a lot of being disadvantaged has propelled us to be where we are today. Because if we didn't have that brick wall in front of us, I don't know if we would be as creative and strategic and figure out.
I thought we'd be a lot like complacent.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've been forced to push the envelope and make things. So, in that aspect, I welcome those challenges.
I welcome the doubters.
Yeah, I mean, just as a systemic, just this world, keep sleeping on us, man.
We still
Please.
Keep sleeping on us.
Please.
And at the end of the day, with all the dust is clear, we still here.
We still here.
We still here.
Some pretty
After
traumatic
400
stuff.
years of
Yeah.
just trauma,
Man,
we
people
still
getting
here.
tore up and beat, raped,
Even today, still though.
and we still
here.
Black people find a way to survive.
Yeah, perseverance, man.
And persevere through things and turn around and reinvent ourselves
Yes.
without
yes.
losing all the spirit and soul that we
Right.
have, man.
Yeah,
It's
right.
just something that you cannot beat out of a people. But we don't know where that beat coming from.
Right.
That's the problem.
I feel
We
like
don't know where that beat
man,
coming from. Go ahead, Chris.
I feel like once we figure out who we are, like you said, we don't know who we are. Like we're unstoppable. We're unstoppable. We can do literally anything times 2,
Yes.
and people need to realize that.
It's coming.
All of us.
It's coming.
It's coming real soon. Cause like I said, we in 2020, dog.
And
The
we
camera, come here. We in 2020.
2020. And power doesn't come from like the money. You know what I'm saying? You can have power by just who you are, how you
Power's a
carry
thing.
yourself. You walk in a room, you can
Absolutely.
By
demand the
being
attention.
genuine.
So you have to realize that power has nothing to do with square footage, how
Right.
much money you got, kind of car you
It's
got.
on, 'cause all
Power
that
has
supposed to be
everything
on.
to do.
I
I,
like
could
that.
be driving a hoopty out there and walking here. You like, who is that?
It's the aura.
It's how you
right,
carry
yeah.
yourself.
Power
Black
is-
excellence.
Yeah.
Not being ashamed of that.
Right.
all.
You have
Not
to
being
embrace it.
ashamed.
Yeah,
not,
for sure.
not being ashamed of who you are. Being able to grasp them things, those things that are all about our culture, and wearing it with pride. When's the
Yeah.
last time you seen? You got a dashiki at home? You
I
own?
don't.
I do.
need
I got
to
2
get
of
one.
them.
You know what I'm saying? You put one on first time. You
Wakanda
feel funny.
forever.
You like, whoa, what's
Wakanda
Wakanda What did I go
Nah,
on?
when
You
Wakanda
know,
came
because
out,
we're not
baby.
used to wearing it.
Yeah.
You know, it's definitely rooted in our culture, and we don't know that.
Right.
You know, you're not supposed to feel funny putting that stuff on.
Right.
And
We
you-
got to change that.
Yeah, that's true.
And they don't teach that to us in school. They teach us how we were slaves. I feel like we have to teach our kids that, and we have to continue to pass that on so we can know. Because, like you said, systematically, they don't want us to know exactly where we came from and the type of power we have.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, we gotta
That's true.
read it on our own, man. Yeah, Big Homie got the books, y'all. I'm just letting y'all know.
The books.
He's got a pretty extensive.
Shout out to the Pan African Connection.
There you
Shout
go.
out to the Pan African Connection for just being that place where you can go if you wonder and if you're
Yeah.
curious. Just especially back when Black Panther, the movie Black Panther woke up some people.
For real.
Yeah,
That
for real.
people didn't have no idea at all.
You wanna know what's funny?
Because I've been
For real,
studying for
no.
a while, but when it came out, I seen more people than
Mm-hmm.
I've ever seen
Yeah.
at the local African places.
Right.
They was coming, and when you come to those places, there are people that are way more educated
Mhm.
and have a way deeper background than me that could teach the people that's there.
Right.
But it goes back to education because I've watched back to date. I've probably watched it 4 times, and each time I watch it, I
Watch
learn Black Panther.
Oh, okay.
And each time I watch it, I learn
I
something.
lost it.
He said, watch what?
What?
Wait.
What? What
Nah.
are you talking about? I got lost. My bad.
Nah,
My
you
bad.
good.
I got thinking about dashiki.
What kind of
You
baby?
lost me.
Uh,
Oh, yeah. I'm coming home, baby.
Right.
I got to thinking about it.
Brother.
Nah.
I got a zebra for me somewhere.
Starting to dance.
40 acres and a mule.
Hey, man.
Said I got a
why,
zebra.
yeah, that's why we able to pick up the beat fast. And
Yeah.
you wonder that? If you get in the African drum ring, whatever you call it, and you start hitting that, all of us start moving rhythmically.
We already know.
Yeah, we the beat. We the rhythm.
So what's wrong with the black people that ain't got no rhythm?
They don't know.
They don't
They
know.
still sleep.
Big homie, they don't know.
They still
They
sleep.
might- It's still there. It's still there.
It'll come though. We
It's
all
still
got
there.
rhythm.
Yeah.
We gotta find it.
It'll come. It'll
Shout
come.
out to all the black folks with no rhythm out there.
Shout out to people with good hips.
Hey.
Rhythmless Rakisha.
Hogwarts.
You look like you're supposed to be able to dance, but you can't. Some of us got all the, the tools and equipment.
Right.
I was like, I bet you.
What a waste of hips.
Ooh-wee. What a waste of hips.
What a waste of hips.
What a waste of hips. We say that. Women say that about, guys too. Big, tall, what a waste of muscles.
What a waste
Guys
of-
walk in built like Chris.
Short, strokey, down.
I thought he.
What a waste of black skin.
What
Oh
a
my.
waste
What a
of
waste.
thrust. That kind of stuff.
Y'all
Oh, my
crazy.
Yeah, we don't want to waste anything, black people.
Nah.
Don't waste
Don't
nothing.
waste.
Hashtag melanin popping, man.
Melanin popping.
Yeah. So, in the spirit of Black History Month, man, obviously we need to establish a strong sense of pride, man. But not only in the month of February, man, 365 days a year. And obviously it starts with education. It starts with these conversations, man. It starts with embodying and embracing who we are, man. But, I sit here proud today in front of 4 friends and the rest of the world. And I'm proud to be black, man.
Absolutely.
I love being black.
Mhm.
Being black makes me feel good. Being
Ain't
black,
like
man.
you can wash it off.
Right.
Some people trying to do that though. Some people trying to wash
Shout
the
out
black
to
off.
Michael.
Yeah.
Shout out to Sammy Sosa.
Well, that's it goes back to what Tavia said. Being what'd you say?
Unapologetically
Unapologetically black.
black.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, unashamed.
Unashamed.
Unashamed of who you are.
I'm not
You
gonna
gotta know.
apologize.
Be who you are.
My name is.
Be who you are.
Yeah.
Stop trying to fake the funk, man.
Yep.
But yeah, you got to know who you are. To anyone watching the show or listening out there, and obviously if you're in the black community, every day you wake up and look in the mirror, tell yourself that you're amazing. I don't care if you're a man or a woman, but you're bold, you're black, and you're beautiful. So to the black community, we love you guys. We hope you love yourself. Continue educating yourself. Continue surrounding yourself with people who want to continue to push the culture forward. And ultimately, we will continue to push forward the movement of black excellence. I don't think black excellence will ever die. So, one time for the one time, long live black excellence.
Blackity black.
Blackity black. But on to my favorite portion of the show. Dear black people, again, this is an opportunity for the Talk to Me Nice cast to address the black community with anything that's on our mind, our heart, or in our soul. So we're going to go ahead and kick it off. Mr. Pokefit.
Dear black people, and this is for Black History Month. Dear black people, know your worth. Stop trying to fit in with people that don't fit in with you. Stop trying to be like everybody else. If you want to set a trend, if you want to start something, start it. Because you have the ability to do it. Stop trying to be like everybody else to just fit in and like, oh, I'm going to just sit in the cut. Like, nah, be you. Be who you are, because you can inspire somebody else. Because you never know who's watching. And that's my dear black people. Just straight to the point.
Love it. Love it. Let's save you.
Okay. Dear black people. Hashtag Dear Black Queens. Love yourself. Love what the world may call insecurities and something that makes you weird. Call it your uniqueness. Wake up and own who you are. Love all of what the world may call your flaws. That's what make you you. And if you don't love you, what makes you think someone else will love you? I want us to always remember that we're beautiful, no matter. We got our wigs on, our makeup, our lashes.
Preaching, dog.
You are beautiful, black woman, black queen. And you don't need a man to tell you this. You tell yourself this every time you wake up in the morning. Be black and be beautiful.
Drops the mic. Oh, wait.
Walks off stage. Love it. Love it.
It does feel good when we do tell yo.
Yeah. You still want to. Yeah.
True.
A guy like Terrence J's voice is just.
Shout out to the producer,
Shout out to
Terrence
Terrence
J.
J.
It's Terrence J. You do.
Smooth, creamy.
I love you. All right.
You're beautiful, baby.
Smooth J.
All right.
Dear black people, failure is not an option. I think that, going back to our discussion earlier, we have had our backs up against the wall countless amount of times in life, and we have continued to persevere. So wake up with that mindset. I often tell myself, I don't have a plan B, and that's not to say that you don't plan and make preparations. It's just if you focus on, and I actually stole that. I didn't create that. I stole that from Will Smith. Interview Will Smith. He said he doesn't believe in plan B, which basically pushes you to achieve whatever goal you haven't set. So if plan A is your only plan and failure is not an option, you have no plan B, you are forced to make plan A happen. Never settle. So failure is not an option. Put your back against the wall. I think pressure makes diamonds. When we have no other option, we usually come out on top. So I would say walk around every day of life with that mindset. Failure is not an option. Failure is not an option. Love you, black people. Last, but certainly not least, Mr. Von Solo.
Oh, okay. Well, dear black people, happy Valentine's Day. I love all of you. I love everybody on the staff.
We love you too.
Love you too, dog.
Now that that's over with.
Get to the real.
Let's get it.
Bring that mic here.
Ladies, quit playing with people. Being that it was Valentine's Day yesterday, a lot of guys were played with yesterday.
Oh my God.
Misled, bamboozled, hoodwinked into thinking that they actually had a chance, and you got the women have two letters. They have a real ladder and they have a friend's ladder. The faster you as a man know which ladder that you're on, the better. Those that are on the friend ladder, you shouldn't be taking a dive or a chance or a attempt at a woman that you know you don't have a chance with. However, women play with guys that are on that friends ladder. And we allow them to, there's nothing wrong with taking, accepting a dinner date or a drink. But please believe that this guy has a intention. Everything is done with intention. If they have an intention of being with you, and you know it, and you know you don't like them, don't carry them on. Don't push them on. Don't push them on. So that's my dear black people. Quit playing with people's feelings. What do you think about that, Tavia?
I hear you.
I was waiting.
I hear you. I hear you loud and clear. Big homie, I hear you loud.
Well,
Is there any truth to women doing that?
Stop playing.
There may be a little truth.
Hey, I'm just asking because I don't know. I'm just a guy, that has an old raggedy truck, and I see things on TV, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Stop playing with folks.
And it's not a shot. It's not a shot at Tavia either. I'm just talking to women in general.
Yeah, any women.
Being that she's the representative of women here, and she's the closest to me that is a woman here, I just thought I'd try to get some type of clarity on that. But quit playing with people.
PSA, for real.
Oh my God.
Drop the mic.
No final words.
No, I hear you guys loud and clear.
Loud and clear.
I hear y'all loud and clear.
So,
okay.
make sure the rest of the
Ladies, if he put himself in the friend zone, you know what I'm saying? I'm just kidding.
You can't put yourself in a friend zone. You can't put yourself in a friend zone.
I will save that conversation for another day.
The women place the guys in the friend zone.
Right.
Yeah, we can't play.
No, a man will definitely put himself in the friend zone.
Okay. Oh, wow.
All right, we're gonna table
If
that.
I had a hat, I would just throw it on the ground.
Hey, we're gonna table.
Ladies, I know y'all hear me out there. Yes, we'll talk about
so
it.
all the ladies and fellas that are interested, yeah, exactly. That's noted. We're definitely gonna come back to that
I'm gonna show
conversation.
y'all how y'all do your
Yeah, that's definitely
We'll come
worth.
back to that
Yeah, we'll definitely come back to that. That's worth the discussion. But we hope you guys enjoyed the dialogue today, the discussion today. Again, to the black community, we hope you guys wake up each and every day, but obviously walk away from listening and watching this show being unapologetically black. We love you guys, and we want you guys to continue to love yourself each and every day. But that was the show for the day. We appreciate you guys tuning in. As usual, let's go around the table and let the people know where they can find us.
Instagram, PolkFit, POLKFIT. Facebook, Chris Polk, CHRISPOLK. Website, www.polkfit.net.
Okay, you guys can follow me on Instagram at art.a.via, or you can follow me on Facebook at Artavia Rochelle.
And this is your boy Von Solo. You can follow me on IG at BigVon78. Von Solo on Facebook and on YouTube, the Von Solo Experience. Sorry.
That must be new.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. You ain't never said no YouTube.
That's black excellence.
That's
okay?
black excellence.
Yeah.
No, man, I got a little library and stuff, man. I don't ever really share that stuff, but
I'm about to go watch that
You
today,
got a
dog.
catalog.
I might as well start sharing it. So
You
yeah,
might
it's
as
the
well,
Von Solo
dog.
Experience. So
Yeah.
The Chronicles.
yeah,
The
I
Lost
love to talk my shit. I love talking my shit because it makes me feel good.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Oh man.
That is what it is. It's
Yeah.
about progression, black excellence.
Facts,
right.
facts,
Black the
facts.
power.
Watch us work.
Wakanda forever.
Hey. Y'all know what it is, man. It's your boy CP The Real. Y'all can reach me on Instagram, CP_The Real, one word. Continue to watch the show. If you have any topic suggestions or there's anything that you want the Talk to Me Nice cast to discuss publicly, feel free to drop us a line in the comments. We welcome all dialogue and all participation from our viewers. But again, that's our show for today. You know what it is. I'm going to continue to talk my shit because talking shit makes me feel good.
For sure.
I hope you continue to talk yours.
Out of here, boy.